Sabar. Udah lama banget gak live coy. Kaku bang. Kita buka ini. Kita buka ini. Oh iya, ininya kan gak ada. Copy. Lupa cok. Salah lagi. Sabar dulu. Set. Aman sih sini aja lah. Nice. Image. Browser. Windows Capture tuh di atas. Ini coy. Kamu selingkuh lagi, kaki sakit. Casan gue di mana ya? Mampus gue nggak bisa ngecas. Sabar dulu, sabar. Oke, bilang tak perlu tunggu hebat. Ani memulai dengan apa yang aku rasa. Sebentar guys. Anjir, nabrak banget sama ininya coy. Dadah. Kalau gue gini ketabrak cok. Nah ada. Aman ya. Aman bang. Siapa coy itu yang ngetawain? Gila coy. Tes dulu. Tes. Aman gak guys? Suara gamenya ada nggak? Suara gamenya ada nggak guys? Bentar coy. Suara gamenya ada nggak ya? Oh, ininya sering. Oh, belum update ya? Belum update coy. Besok ya update nya ya? Ah, besok. Wah, ada. Suara gamenya ada nggak sih coy? Taktik permainan. Ada event kah? Astaga, gue lupa. Italian Club. Enggak gue pengen push divisi guys, gue udah kangen banget main divisi cok. Push divisi aja lah, kangen banget gue cok nggak main divisi anjing. Kan gue divisi 4 anjing, gue kalah 3-0 coy. Gila. Rodrigo Bape. Oh ada suaranya, ada ya, ada ya. Ada suaranya, ada. Ya, coba kita push divisi lagi, guys. Ini masalahnya OBS gue kadang-kadang suka terang banget ya, guys ya. Tapi kalau gue gini langsung pecah tuh itunya. Makanya itunya, Cok. Tuh, guys, langsung pecah, guys. Kurang aja. Kecil kali, guys ya. Nah, udah, Cok. Aman ya, aman ya. Aman. Astagfirullahaladzim, gue lupa pakai ini coy. Udah gue colokin tapi belum gue colokin ke lubangnya, ya Tuhan. Schneider nomor 99. Oh, kita lihat pemain dia dulu. Gila. Boleh. Pusing pala baby, kamu berpaling lagi. Pusing pala baby, kamu berpaling lagi. Pusing pala baby, pula balap. Ayo dong. Buruan dong, Bang. Kenapa sih guys orang-orang tuh selalu bikin formasi lama banget? Gue nggak tahu coy. Ini dong bang, lama banget coy abangku.
So the wait is over, we can finally get going. Welcome to everybody who has joined us for this unmissable game. Hugely anticipated, hugely hyped. Undoubtedly the place to be at this moment in time.
Gue pakai baju apa ini cok? Pakai baju Brazil ya?
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, if you did just miss it, they are up and running already.
Pecah kepada.
That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with.
Wah, ini smooth banget, Cok.
That's an excellent interception.
Gila enak banget sih.
Well, the counter could be on here.
Nice, bro.
And he was quick to react.
Aduh, salah gua.
Oh, that's well spotted. And the keeper's got it again. Long ball by the goalkeeper. No, he's not getting past him there.
Nice.
Interesting ball.
Cakep.
He's got the shot away.
Cakep banget golnya.
And he's done it. Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of
Cakep
him to
banget
oblige
Neymarku.
so early. The invitation was received with such a clever run, and he had that defence in utter confusion. So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Well read, and the danger is averted.
Itu bro.
Alexander-Arnold.
Itu bro. Nice bro. Aduh. Dapat sih. Gak dapet sih. Press. Bagus.
And here's Davis. Davis just loves to go forward whenever he can.
Nice banget.
No, no way through.
Lagi dia.
And no, that was never going to make it. Brazil
tarik,
already ahead, the perfect start. Well, it's one thing planning it, Peter, but another executing it, and this is proving to be a rather fine execution. Foden, hit into the middle.
The fuck, man?
Has a goal! It's in! They're level in a trice! Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
Aman. Satu-satu.
Well, there's always a chance of being caught like that
Masih
when you
aman.
surrender the football. And that has added a whole new complexion to the game. Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Bola long itu tadi ya, bola
Vinicius Junior.
Ini cok.
Alexander-Arnold. Oh, good-looking ball.
Salah
It's a
gua
pretty
ya
loose
Allah.
pass. Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. Oh, no joy this time. Hakimi. It's the
Nice.
sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now. Mbappe.
Aduh,
In with the
lama
challenge.
sekali Mbappe.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed. Looking for options for movement.
Bahaya nih.
Incoming cross.
Bahaya banget cok bolanya.
Is there to take.
Mbappe. Keren.
Alexander-Arnold.
Bellingham.
And the pass is intercepted.
Putus lagi bolanya.
Vinicius Junior. Oh, that's ambitious. And that will sail harmlessly past. No, it's a fair attempt. I think he felt he could line one up there. The odds were never really in
Astagfirullahaladzim.
his favour.
Untung aja dapet gua.
Oh, can he finish?
Astagfirullah.
Quick to recover this. Pedri. Now it's Foden.
Nice bro.
And the finish.
Nice bro.
It's loose now. He'll try from distance.
Nice.
He's got
Serem
away
banget,
with
Cok.
one there. Certainly made himself a big nuisance in applying the pressure to force the error.
Gila dikasih.
Schneider
Cakep.
and Hakimi.
Nice, naik lagi Schneider.
Bellingham.
Cakep.
Threads one in. Oh, that's fabulous. And the shot!
Shit.
And that is
Kenapa gua
certainly
kayak
not what he had
gitu?
in mind. All he'll be thinking is, please, ground, swallow me up.
Bellingham.
He's shifting through the gears here. Pedri!
Astagfirullahaladzim, Pedri.
That is decidedly lacking. Well, the control on receipt
Nice
was
try,
far
Pedri,
better
nice
than
try.
the control on dispatch. Alexander-Arnold picks it up from the goal kick. And he's quick to snatch it back.
Set. Cakep. Aduh, Neymar.
He's got away.
Kena. Bahaya.
This is the time you need that pace.
Bahaya.
Played out towards the right
Dapat.
wing.
Hakimi dapat.
And he's managed to get free.
Aman.
Oh, important interception.
Tenang.
Hakimi. Gets a good foot in there. Vinicius Junior. Great hit.
Wah, Vinicius ini bener-bener
No
mengancam
space,
banget
no
Viniciusnya.
problem. You just cannot stop him.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Yeah, for me, this team seems to find it easier to attack than defend, but now they're going to need to dig in at the back a bit.
Now then, the ball's come loose. And the first 45 minutes are up. Well, it has been a very watchable football match that has already provided 3 goals, both teams contributing plenty to it. And in terms of scoreline, it is close to being perfectly balanced. The game living up to billing and plenty of thrills to keep the crowd warm. We'll be resuming in a quarter of an hour from now with the scoreline 2-1. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one. Just enjoy it.
So we're just settling
Wah,
back into this
Neymar gak
second
gerak,
half.
Cok.
Brazil can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Neymar gak gerak.
Oh, they can break here.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Brazil do appear to have made a half-time change.
Neymar gak gerak
I'll be
masalahnya nih.
fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Pedri. And Zaire Emery. And it's Neymar. Good spot, he's seen the run.
Cakep banget.
It's in! They've done it again! It is incredible!
It's
Yeah,
credible,
and
bro.
it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Mbappe demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
Nice,
This
Emery.
is quite a battle.
Yeah, it's a
Umpan
very good
kuncinya Emery
contest
cakep,
with
Cok.
two very good sides, and with such great individual talent on show, it could go either way.
Bellingham.
Nice.
Bellingham.
Brazil have clearly reached a level of comfort in this half. Why not use the impetus to plough on?
That looks a good ball through. He is through here.
Ah, dapet dia.
Alexander-Arnold. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Big chance!
Ah, blunder lagi gue ya
Taken
Allah.
with style. And they're back in front. Alexander-Arnold duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their
Oh.
bearings.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Bellingham. Now it's Mbappe.
Astagfirullah.
And here's Mbappe. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
Cakep.
Played back in. Now it's Mbappe.
That's what has to be done now. No question about it.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
They just need to sort out their end
Kiper
product.
gue nih suka
and
maju
quickly.
sendiri, Cok.
Substitution in progress.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. Brazil perhaps
salah
contemplating their next change here. Now it's Neymar. No way through.
Kenapa salah, Cok?
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Good effort from distance. Off the
Astagfirullah.
bar.
Bisa gitu,
Neuer
Cok.
catches it safely. He's gone for goal.
Anjir, bisa gitu dia ya?
Alexander-Arnold. And it's Salah. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Araujo. Can he get it through? And he's picked out the run. Shapes to
Cakep.
shoot! No
Cakep
mistake!
juga ini si Salah naiknya.
It's level again! What a match we have!
Exactly what you
Padahal
want to see from your
88 loh.
players. Courage.
Cakep anjing si
Fight in
Salah,
the
guys.
face of adversity. You couldn't ask for much more.
Speed of thought, efficiency of movement.
Anjir,
and
Salah
certainty
cakep
of
banget ya jadi
outcome.
naiknya
That's
kan.
just a great finish, but it's down
Naik
to
dia.
very clever movement. You can see this has been obviously worked on the training ground. He knew exactly where he wanted the ball, and it all came good.
And he's done it again. He's got his second.
Ah,
Quite a thriller this one's become.
Well, the big question now is whether they can keep.
Chance! He's been caught on it here. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and
Oh, shooting chance! Oh, they could be caught
Allah.
out here. Oh, he's put a shade too much on that. And they can counter here.
astagfirullah kena.
Looking for the run. Gets his pass away.
Bahaya.
footballing width usually identifies with running room, and we've just seen a prime example.
And he's being shifted off it. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Aduh,
A
udah
goal
lari
either way
itu
at this
akunya.
stage would qualify as a steal.
Astaga.
Nicely aimed pass.
Aisyah.
Well, both sides might have to
Ah,
settle for a
kalah.
draw here, although there's still a chance for one last fling.
Hampir cok.
Ball
Hampir
is
cok.
over the line.
Substitution in progress.
Salah.
Mohamed Salah hurtling down that right flank.
Salah. Salah ini udah
Well,
bagus
that's
cok.
well spotted.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Pedri.
Hmm.
And it's played forward.
Dapat lagi dia.
Couldn't
Mana
squeeze it
nih
through.
Konde nih.
Koundé.
Nice.
Mohamed Salah. There's the hit.
Yes.
Goes again. Mbappe is magnificent. And that has raised the roof.
Gila.
Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Satisfying,
Such good
bro.
movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Anjing.
This is frightening football. He has increased defensive fear on the way
Mbappe.
to that hat-trick.
Gila Mbappe trick cok.
Having turned the game on its head, now can they hold out?
Well, look, Peter, I feel I've got to stress that there's still time for another, so we can't be too
Halo
presumptuous.
bang. Halo Fanny.
Bellingham
Apa
has got
kabar?
himself a free kick.
Awas hati-hati cok, ini peluang terakhir nih. Nice banget,
That's
3 poin.
the end. Brazil have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled
Gila,
themselves through
Kilian.
unwaveringly
Apa kabar
to
bang?
win.
Sehat-sehat,
A great
sehat-sehat.
performance by any measure.
Libur sekolah, libur ya Fadlan ya. Ternyata enak juga ini sih Salah. Dijadiin enak ya sih Salah, sahabat-sahabat. Latihan mesin masih ada nggak? Masih sisa ya? Ya, coba pindah aja. MF. Aduh, nggak bang, aku sekolah. Oh, belum libur ya. Dapat nih. Cakep. Kita harus punya satu si Konde sih. Turun. Udah cakep nih. Sekolahnya siang. Oh, sekolahnya siang. Oke, Oke, sekolahnya siang. Sekolahnya siang. Sekolahnya siang, bro. Sekolahnya siang. Ngomong-ngomong gak ada komentar lainnya, Bang. Iya nih. Tapi coy, kayaknya kita harus ganti game. Tapi gue nggak tahu mau main game apa, Bang. Gue mau download GTA aja nggak bisa, guys. Harus download GTA utamanya dulu. Nice banget. Nanti salah ini nyerang, cok. Salah ini nyerang. Tenang aja, salah ini nyerang. Salah komen, Bang. Santai, santai, santai.
Well, it is a game which in the grand scheme of things may not have too much riding on it, but it is equally clear and very visible that there is much pride
Kita mau download
around it.
MotoGP
Chants are filling
aja
our
belum
ears,
ada
proud
diskonnya, guys.
renditions of hymns and songs. It is the
Excellent.
perfect soundtrack. And we have in front of us this gloriously imposing of... And Torres!
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Mbappe.
Salahnya
Sergio
nggak
Wilson's getting
naik.
a start here.
Well, it's hardly a surprise,
Salahnya
Peter, when you
nggak
consider
naik.
just how much natural ability he has.
It's great for us.
Yeah, and let's hope we get to see the best of this mercurial talent.
It's
Nice
just a
bro.
delight to watch, isn't he, when he's making those runs?
Yeah, and in this day and age where inverted wingers are the norm, he's someone who can hark back to the old days.
And here's had a shot.
Sabar, kita naikin sal. Terabang mau game apa?
Just the wrong outcome.
Alhamdulillah.
Well,
Thank you,
even for him,
Fanny.
that may have been a touch ambitious.
Mampus.
Shot a goal. Ah, he's given it away. And the shot.
Wah, gila.
Wonderful goal.
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
Sabar dulu ya.
The keeper deserves some sympathy
Menyerangnya
there.
sih.
He may not have seen that until too late.
Nah. Udah. Aman.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Looking for the runner. Now that looks a decent ball. Zaire Emery has a look and plays it forward.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Brazil suffering an early setback and looking to reel it back in.
Well,
Halo,
individual
Jafran.
responsibility levels
Ibunya
have to
sekolah,
start
Jafran ya?
kicking in to rescue things from what's been a bad start.
Kayaknya
Well,
gue
the
naruh
runner's been
Pedri di
sold a
depan
little bit
capek
short
dah.
there.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
Mohamed Salah running with the ball.
Aduh
Make sure that's
guys.
not getting through.
Lagi.
Cleared without complication. Perez. Oh, this looks sharp. Distributed
Lu
tidily.
ngajak
Well,
sprint
it's a
Hakimi
move
lu.
of break.
He's having a hit.
Aman aja, kiper gua
Decent
jago.
hit and on target.
Abang anggap ganggu abang, cukup saya jangan nyerah. Oke, siap. Aman.
And we have our very first corner.
Tenang, baru menit berapa? Tenang aja coy.
Maradona with the short one.
Serangan balik nih.
And now a
Cakep.
sudden chance to counter. Threads one in. Neymar. Zaire Emery.
Gue lupa, gue kira
And here's Neymar.
Neymar really was well marshalled there because
Fires from distance.
gila. Neuer.
Keeper is right behind it.
Hampir Neuer.
well, we were anticipating this. They're very much set up for the counter attack, and I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Nice.
He's been really sharp. That's a great interception.
Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Now it's Mohamed Salah.
Hampir coy.
Out of play
Kombonya
for
jalan.
a throw. And it's Salah. Lovely feeding is such a good mover.
Hampir coy kombonya
And
jalan.
here's the chance to counter.
Brazil really can't go chasing this
hampir
game
kena
too
press.
soon. Any rash
Press.
decisions now could see them lose it.
Now it's Torres. He's had it taken off him. That's been cut out. Well played. Good play on the left-hand side here. Interesting ball. He's got space in the area. Has a go.
Gak masuk cok.
Cafu is there
Gak
to clear.
masuk.
And it's been taken short.
Kurang kuat bro.
And now they can spring out of defence. And he's let fly.
Anjing udah
Comfortable
gila
claim for
cok.
the keeper.
Yeah, it seemed the right range. And
Di shoot
I
cok.
guess it was worth a
Gila.
try.
Speculative strike.
Dapat. Nice.
Zaire Emery.
Naik. Terus.
Hakimi. He is through here. Mohamed Salah.
Goblok.
Pedri. And the flag has stayed down.
Udah enak cok padahal.
He can run onto that. Nicely intercepted. Hakimi. Dear, less said about that pass the better. Maradona. Beckham. David Villa. Over to the left.
That was
Nielsen.
expansive and incisive, the type of move to please any coach.
He's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. Zaire Emery. Hakimi.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
1 minute added time.
Has a look and has a go.
Ini kipernya lawannya
And
udah.
no one is
Lawannya
overly
main
concerned
musik
about
gak
that.
jelas cok.
Yeah, he's disappointed with himself, but at least his boss is applauding the effort he made.
And the whistle goes for half-time. So there we are, half-time. Both
Santai,
teams headed
santai.
to
Baru
their
babak
respective
pertama,
dressing
santai.
room. And well, there was a genuine flow about the game. Most importantly, there has been just one telling moment. It is still very tight here. The game
Ini
is
masih
still
bisa
up
ini
for
guys.
grabs.
Tenang aja.
And the half-time score, 1-0.
Tenang.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
Aduh, kena
And
cok.
the game has already resumed here.
Brazil can really do with some bigger names standing up
Ini
here.
Beckham
At
ini
times they didn't
operannya
even
nih
look as if they
ngeselin
knew what
banget.
they were doing.
Climbs up big.
Sumpah.
Oh, just couldn't turn it in.
No, that was a slick move,
Beckham
and
tuh
there were
operannya
several
tuh
options in
bener-bener
the box
matang banget.
to pick out.
And that's left him on the seat of his pants. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a
yes.
perfect example. He's got the shot away! And one more try!
Blunder
Now
terus
he
gua
wants to get
anjing.
in on the act here.
This is proving to be a very good spell. The intensity is great, but they've got to make it count. There's a real tenacity about their defensive play, and it's up close and
Nah,
personal.
Good effort from distance. Gave it a go, but off target.
Well, at least he's not short on confidence. Trying from that sort of distance, why not?
Rudiger. And Zaire Emery. Mbappe. He's looking to... Great hit! Now,
Anjir.
who's going to be first to this? Brazil still this single goal behind. David Villa. That's pretty
Gak
clear.
bisa guys,
It
itu
is
harus
a
di
foul.
sliding guys.
Oh, no messing about. It is red.
Oh,
He
red
stayed down
card
and is
bro.
in very obvious discomfort here.
Iya.
Well, he waited a little while, but it does seem that the referee was eventually convinced that that was a clear enough chance he denied.
Well, I suppose the other choice, Peter, would have been to let your opponent score, so he had no other option.
Substitution in progress.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Well, the goalkeeper needs to have everything to his liking, and he's barking out the orders now.
Beckham! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Like.
And he skips past his man.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt
Aduh,
with
gak
their
nyampe
backs
lagi
to goal.
bolanya.
Torres!
Ya Allah, nangkep kodok, cok. Neuer.
And there's the goal they've been looking for.
Neuer gue nangkep kodok,
Yeah,
cok.
they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
Attendance for this match was 71,500.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
Apa Neuer gue nangkep kodok bangsat?
Maradona.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Danielson. Maradona.
Danielson.
That's a foul. Simple decision for the referee.
Danielson. Mbappe mah gak bakal bisa nyindir, cok.
Looks for the finish. And for a moment, time stood still. Costa Curta gathers from the goal kick. Brazil perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. David Villa now looking to orchestrate a counter.
Aduh, pemain gue pada bapuk-bapuk
He has
gini,
found
cok.
the way through. Played out to the left flank. And it's played into the middle. Oh, what has happened? There's the hit!
Anjing pada bapuk-bapuk gini
That
pemain gue, cok.
is decidedly lacking.
Well, he did get himself into a good position, something for him to cling to.
Nicely aimed pass. Koundé.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Cafu. Belts one. And that is a routine catch.
Well, it was an ambitious attempt, but it'll keep the defence on its toes at least.
Gives it back.
Brazil appear determined to play through the middle again, and guess what? It's the same result.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Oh, easy pickings there.
You have to expect that from everyone now.
Beckham unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
Kena cok.
He'll try from distance. Into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Another example of how comfortable this team is on the break.
Zaire Emery.
Wah,
Zaire
kayak
Emery has got himself a free kick.
Substitutions taking place.
And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Brazil are making a change. After this, just one opportunity to do so.
Substitution.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Costa Corta. Gently done. And it's Perez. Not too much more here than seeing out time, and time is very nearly seen out. Now Van Dijk. Beckenbauer.
Anjing dia mayamin gue cok.
Now Costa Corta. Beckenbauer. And it's Fernando Torres.
Minute has been
Stood up well
indicated.
to him there. Oh, played right into his path. Could move up a gear here. He's gone for goal.
Oh, hampir.
And that will sail harmlessly past.
Substitution on the field. Number 14.
So time for change. And this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little...
Oh, that's ambitious.
Oh,
It's their second corner of the game. Oh, that was vital. Maradona. Great shot!
astagfirullahaladzim.
The whistle has gone and it is all over. Brazil.
Liga Jerman nggak ada cok. Liga A nggak ada ya. Liga A. Oh ini ada Liga A nih. Kalau si ini jatuhnya Leverkusen itu Bundesliga ya. Bundesliga nggak ada. Oh iya, Bundesliga nggak ada cok. Baju PSP deh. Oh iya. Daripada Lord Upah cok. Wih, gue punya Lewis Kelly coy. Wah, aku udah dulu mau tidur, oke. Habar itu ada di, gue tuh punya koin HBAR cok semua. Dia koin 2019 itu bakal ngepang juga nih feeling. Terus jadinya lagi harga pada harga 6.000 terus turun lagi. Oke sekarang not bad, tak ada masalah. Mantep cok, gue cok habis dah gue.
So the wait is over, we can finally get going. Welcome to everybody who has joined us for this unmissable game. Hugely anticipated, hugely hyped. Undoubtedly the place to be at this moment in time.
Yes, Finn, let's go.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform.
Aduh.
And already we're underway here. Hakimi. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
This man Rudiger's going to be a very stern test for any attacker to beat, Peter. He's amongst the smartest defenders around with his positioning, and he's got the pace and strength to deal with the quickest opponent. He's not going to fall for cheap tricks either. He's just not that type to dive into tackles.
Waduh.
Okay, interesting. Takes aim and crosses. Pedri.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Conte. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing.
Oh,
he's tried one.
Nice banget.
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very
kelas
kind of him to
Pedri.
oblige so early.
Pedri at his razor
Itu
sharp
Fermin
best
kuat
there.
banget cok
That's
tendangannya.
really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Cakep. Si Fermin ini bisa cari ruang nih. Kelas. Astaga, lawan kita bot cok, pantesan menang anjing. Lawan kita bot cok. Tapi ini ngeprank nih mah guys. Pelatihnya aja Pep Guardiola tuh. Oh, pelatihnya siapa itu? Gak tahu gue pelatihnya siapa itu. Iya cok, ini mah pemain-pemain blok.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Haaland. It's a pretty loose pass. Schneider. Hakimi. Nicely aimed pass. Nice sequence of passes this. Pedri going face to face with his great rival. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Well, Peter, when you're up against a speedster, you've got to get to him early and not let him get into his stride, and they're just not doing that.
And the wall's done its job. Well, now it's a race for the ball. PSV have hit the front early, a foothold in the game.
Well, this opening spell has been one big plus. They should look to add to it,
Untung
not
aja
subtract
offset.
it.
Haaland finds himself offside. Zaire Emery. Played over towards the opposite flank. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. And that is as far as they're going to go. Conte! And he hits the net. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up. Yeah, I'd call that transition with bite. They won it back and bit hard.
After 19 minutes is
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited. For me, now they can go one better, possibly.
Sané. Look at this. He's had a hit! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Couldn't squeeze it through. Pedri.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Fermin. Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. Hakimi to Schneider. Zaire Emery. PSV looking to pass their way through. Great chance!
Nice.
Goal! PSV! And they get themselves in front!
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And they can counter here. Conte. And he was quick to react.
Look, movement creates more options.
Terrific header! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Conte. Pedri. Pedri will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And here's Mbappe. Plays a sharp little ball here. Cut it out. PSV heading towards the half-time break. The wind very much in their sails. That has been cut short. Van Dijk. Conte. And it's Veron. And he's managed to get free. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Veron. He has found the way through. Son Heung-min unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Pedri short-changes him with that pass. Oh, that's nice. Can he finish?
Wah, gila.
Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
You can only admire his attitude with the determination he found to get close.
PSV with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Now it's Pedri. Pedri!
Mampus tuh, makan tuh
Really
Pedri.
well taken goal. A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Makan tuh Pedri ya.
And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
So the lead now is 2.
Listen, it's up to them now how they think about it from here, because for me it's crying out for them to force the issue.
Fermin looking for the runner. And here's Mbappe. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And that'll be the last act of the first half.
Well, Peter, I think the score is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed. so far, and
Juga cok si Pedri
that
ini
being
2
good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one
Kita bisa
result
mainin
coming
si
here.
Snyder ya mah.
Well, that has been a goal-blessed half. It is 3-1. And the game has already resumed here. And that is expertly dealt with. Oh, it's come loose. And here's Kante. Fermin does really well to win the ball there.
Buset. Bang Rudy.
And here's Sané.
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add ambitious and adventurous too.
Mbappe. Pass somewhat off target.
Ditabrakin lagi.
Great ball if he can get there. Well, that's not the cross he had in mind. Pedri.
Cing
And the
Pedri.
ball's come loose here.
Hampir cok Pedri lagi.
Their attempt, just the wrong outcome. De Ligt picks it up from the goal kick. He's been picked out. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. This might spell danger. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they
Yo,
got away
gue
with
lagi
it.
ampas banget ya.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Hits one!
Yo, terus gue lagi ampas
Oh,
banget cok.
fine stop from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
It's their second corner of the game. Schneider with the short one. Has a go!
Pedri lagi nggak
Big
masuk.
relief, it just needed better contact.
Hampir hat-trick
Do I really
Pedri.
need to tell you, Peter, that he has to do better, especially from there?
For this match was 71,550.
And it's Son Heung-min. And here's Kante. Son Heung-min. Zaire Emery. Mbappe. It's Schneider. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Oh, that is a nice touch. It could be in here. He's having a go. Pedri!
Si Pedri kemana nendangnya?
Alaba.
Aja.
Koundé.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And here's Mbappe.
Gue cakep ke sana ya. Ada.
Schneider.
Aduh.
Veron. And the pass is intercepted. Veron is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Oh, nggak bisa tuh.
Veron. Fermin. Looking for options for movement. Conte has found the net here, of course.
Harus dari Fermin, nggak bisa dari Pedri.
Substitution on the field. Number 6. Number 22. Fermin.
Foden
Coming on the field.
driving on and making good progress. Might be dangerous.
Mbappe.
Shoots to shoot.
Akan tuh Mbappe.
Oh, rampant. And the lead is 3. It is surely done. And he's done it again. He's
Apa
got his
lagi
second.
dulu? Not block. Ini kan di sisa. Dah. Sekali lagi guys. Sekali lagi.
Well, hello and welcome one and all. It's a pleasure to have you with us. As you can see, we are all set. The game should be a truly entertaining one, whichever side of it you find yourself on. We have a grand mass of noise and colour, and the juices are flowing. Such scenes here, a sea of team colours, songs
Ini orang apa
ringing
dah?
down from the stands. The tone is set
Ini orang
for
kenapa,
the
Cok?
90 minutes ahead.
Gak jelas banget. Super gak jelas. Super gak jelas. Lagi. Ayo lupa. Jelas banget ya ini orang.
There's the whistle.
Yes.
Pedri. Schneider. Schneider!
Wah, Snyder gila.
He's done very well to get to that.
Snyder clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Snyder gila, Cok. Ini loh.
And we have our very first corner. Schneider plays it short. There's the hit! Beckenbauer gets it away. Tries a shot!
Cing.
Well, there's the clearance.
Well, they won't be deterred from trying again, Peter. They have the bit between their teeth now.
Wah.
Torres!
Hampir, bro.
And that is wildly off target.
Indonesia certainly look a very capable counter-attacking team. They're direct, they're quick, and to be honest, they're full of belief that it'll pay off.
Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Strong running down that left flank.
Tony Adams is the standout player, Peter.
Well, he does stand out, Jim, of course, but specifically how?
Because he's a colossal presence who seems to thrive the tougher the job gets. His level of commitment is an inspiration.
And he'll shoot here.
Makan itu sama lu.
That is doing no harm at
Blunder
all.
gua, Cok.
Another example of how comfortable this team is on the break.
Kunde. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Davis gets a foot in here. Good spot, he's seen the run. Now it's Darwin, and he's great shot!
Ya Allah, the light.
Well, I think there's a few trying to claim offside, but he looks to have been on. Yeah, he was on.
PSV are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. And here's Schneider. That is lovely. And the ball's a good one here. Chouameni did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
Well, you could see he was eager to get a shot away, but there was too much flesh and bone in his path.
Nunez. Fermin.
Pedri really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
There's the shot!
Cih, gak masuk.
Danger averted for now. Pedri. Nicely aimed pass. PSV are seeing plenty of the ball, but for now they trail. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Pedri! He has done it! And they're at it again in double quick time. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Indonesia are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And the whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. No second thought, a straight red card.
Gak jelas ini.
Well, he waited a little while.